There's more to being a Buffalo Bills fan than breaking tables. Welcome to the More Than Breaking Tables podcast, a show about what really makes up the greatest fan base in the NFL. We're talking football with experts and fans from around the country. Here's your host and proud member of Bills Mafia, Kobis.
And just like that, we're into episode number 2 of More Than Breaking Tables. Kobis here with my partner, Pasquale, Maggiore. We have a lot to get on the docket today on what we're going to talk about. Josh Allen being a member of the 99 Club in Madden. We're going to talk about some injuries at training camp and what that means for the Bills going forward. We're also going to talk about some authentic collectible items and what that means for Bills fans if you're into that sort of thing. We're going to kick right off to Pasquale, who was at training camp this week. PJ, talk to me about being at St. John Fisher, what the vibes were like, and your takeaways from training camp so far.
Yeah, but can we first talk about how my computer absolutely hates me tonight?
Yeah, we could talk about that. You had some technical difficulties, and you actually just got my wheels churning for a big rumor I heard that's going to knock your socks off.
Yeah, it took me like 10 minutes to get this bad boy started up. I have a refurbished Mac desktop, which I just had a new hard drive and everything put in last year to make sure it's flowing properly and working properly, and it totally let me down tonight.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. And since I can't keep waiting any longer, I'm just going to throw this rumor out to you and see what your takeaway is. We talked about the red helmets last week. You remember?
I do.
Week 18, Jets, probably going to be a meaningless game, but they're going to do it for one game. Apparently, they're saving it for the last game because we're going to switch to the red helmets permanently with the new stadium.
Where is this rumor from and how?
I keep my sources confidential, okay? I heard it from a reliable client at work. Cannot name them. They don't want to be brought into the podcast. But it got me thinking, and that's kind of exciting. That would be pretty awesome if that did happen for the new stadium.
Yeah, for sure. Totally awesome, pretty awesome, whatever kind of awesome you want to put out there. I mentioned last week I'm very excited about the red helmets coming back. So if that is legitimate, if we can double source that, as they say in the industry, that would be great, because we're actually going to talk about another rumor later on, which once again, we can't 110% verify this is exactly happening, but we will get into that later. But Connor, this is your program. You are the captain of this ship, so I want you to lead it off, and I want you to guide me in whatever direction you want to go into.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're going to start right away with training camp that's been going on for the last couple of weeks at Fisher. I know you were there. Bills have been suffering some injuries so far. They've been stacking up to the point where people are joking if we're going to be able to field a 52-man roster for opening day. Talk to me about what you saw at Fisher, who you kept your eye on, and what that experience was like as a fan.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You did ask me that question, and I did totally go in the wrong direction.
It's all right. You'll pick it up. You'll pick it up.
I got you. Yeah, my observation from training camp, it was very hot. Very, very hot. The fans seem to enjoy it, though. A lot of families out there, a lot of people having fun, a lot of people enjoying themselves. I don't focus very much about what is going on the field. It's more about the people watching and just kind of checking out all the sights and sounds that are surrounding what's going on the field. Let's be honest about it. There's not really anything earth-shattering that's going on the field when you have spectators in the stands. You have people on the other side as well. You know, they have that, please do not record anything that they tell you, take your photos, do this other stuff. But I did get a really cool experience when I was there on Monday for work. A little tyke, we'll call him, came up to me and said that Josh Allen signed his jersey, which is very exciting. You know, imagine being 12, 13 years old. This big giant man named Josh Allen comes over to you, signs your jersey. That's something that you're never, ever going to forget.
Definitely. That's a life-changing moment. Really big for those kids who look up to Josh Allen as a role model. Funny story, when I went to Bills practice when I was younger, I went with my dad, and he told me he was going to go get me autographs. So I went down to watch the practice, came back, and sure enough, I was signed by different Bills players. My dad didn't tell me till 5-10 years later that he actually forged their signatures himself. And that was something he did just to make me think I got autographs. Because you know how competitive it can be when sometimes lining up to get an autograph from Josh Allen.
Yeah, I can imagine. And obviously, he can't stand there for 2 hours and sign everybody's autograph. So he has to be selective. And, a lot of this has to do with what's going on with the Hard Knocks cameras in town, getting a lot of that footage for that program as well.
Definitely. And I saw a clip today, too, of Josh signing some autographs for some young girls. And then there was 4 military members watching the practice, took his hat off, shook their hand. I mean, Josh just seems like he's a great representation of Buffalo.
For sure. Josh is our guy. He always will be our guy. And one day on this podcast, not on this live stream, I should say, not tonight, not next week, maybe the week after, or maybe we save this for the week in between preseason and the regular season. I hear a lot of people having the discussion about who is better, Jim Kelly or Josh Allen. I'm not ready to go into that quite yet. Once again, I lived through the Kelly years. I'm living through the Josh Allen years. And that is going to take a lot of thought for me. So I don't want to go into that just yet. But that's something maybe we consider doing in a few weeks here on the program.
Absolutely. Embrace debate. I know it'll get Bills fans reacting from both sides of the spectrum on who they think the edge goes to. And I'm excited to kind of go into that and talk to you about that. Speaking of Josh, we're going to jump into some big news. Madden, the NFL video game, comes out every year, widely popular. Josh is officially a part of the 99 Club, which means you're a 99 overall in Madden. You're very good. People want to play with you. And Josh earned that along with seven other players in the NFL. Since he's been in the league, his rating went from a 77 to an 81, 88, 85, 91, 92, and now he's officially at 91. He's just gone up every single year he's been in the league. Will he stick at a 99 forever? No. But this little accolade is a little cool spot. His teammates got him a ring to kind of commemorate that. And it's funny, growing up, as we talked about playing Madden last week, Buffalo people always fought about who got to play with the Bills when we were in the drought era and whatever rating the Bills were. Not very good. But now I feel like amongst Madden players across the country, everyone's probably fighting to who gets to play with the Bills and Josh Allen. And I think that's a pretty cool transition that we've experienced.
Yeah, and I don't do the Ultimate Team on my PlayStation 5. I will do it on my Madden mobile. So I'm not sure how that would work with people playing that mode. I know last year in my own personal world, I did franchise mode with the Bills, won 5 Super Bowls with Josh. Could not come to a contract.
You're the best. You're so good.
I moved up to All Pro. I'm not trying to brag.
Oh, you were playing on Rookie?
No, I'm sorry. I was on All Pro, then I moved up to All Madden for those last 2 Super Bowls. But
yeah,
Josh and I could not come to an agreement after that 5th year, so I had to do a little bit of a rebuild, and I don't remember where it went after that, but it was a hard day for me not being able to sign Josh Allen. Nothing against Josh, nothing against his virtual agent. I think it was more on me as a general manager, maybe overpaying an offensive lineman, maybe overpaying a long snapper, maybe overpaying a fullback. Once again, my fault, not Josh's fault. He's got to go out there, he's got to get what he can. But after 5 straight Super Bowls with Josh Allen, looking forward to this year's Madden, which I will buy on the 14th. However, I am fully breaking up with GameStop. I'm going to get my Madden from Target this year. Had a bad experience at GameStop last year. Maybe I got a little bit overwhelmed by the smell of blue hair dye. Maybe I got a contact high, and I'm not a person that goes into that world. So I swore off GameStop this year, and I will get that game on the 14th from Target. Now, I know there's a lot of pushback, a lot of negativity out there by the gaming community saying, oh, they don't change the game enough. All I'm doing is I'm buying this to get a roster update. I'm not spending my $65 on that yet. I'll go to whatever else and waste money on that. I am going to buy Madden this year. Connor, I know you and I, we've known each other for a couple of years now, but we've never really got into gaming. Are you a gamer per se?
I can fire up Madden and get down with a match with the best of them. I don't play as much as I used to, but I love playing sports games growing up. EA Sports, what they used to have, college football, NHL, NBA 2K, and then Madden as well. Could always fire it up and enjoy that. But I want to know, with all your experience you got as a GM on Madden for the Bills, let's just say Bean resigns from his position next year. How well do you think you could fill that role for the Buffalo Bills?
Probably not well at all. I think I would have to give up
5 Super Bowls, though, in Madden. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, but I don't play fantasy football. I play Madden. We had like this family fantasy football league that I would partook in, maybe for like a season and a half. My route lineups weren't filled. I got flack from my other family members, so I'm like, I'm out of this world. I don't think I can realistically jump in and do that. Are you going to purchase Madden on the 14th?
No, I'm going to let you purchase it, and then I'm going to beat you.
What is your console of choice?
Xbox One.
Whoa, what version of Xbox are we on now?
I haven't been updated. I don't know. I haven't updated my gaming. I think this is the most. They've probably come out with new models. I used to be a PlayStation guy, then went to Xbox 360, and then Xbox One, and I'm not sure what newer model is out.
Yeah, I'm PlayStation loyal. I have a PlayStation 5. I actually just, because of the events that happened in the wrestling world, which we won't get into, but Hulk Hogan passing away, I just updated my WWE 2K25, which, like my computer, took about 40 minutes. I just beat anybody who I could possibly beat with Hogan, and I'm waiting for that Madden game to come out. But, you know, if you want to step into even 2023, get yourself a new console. Maybe we'll connect on that. But once again, big news, Josh Allen 99 rating, and I'm looking forward to Madden coming out on the 14th.
Yeah, I mean, just to speak to the game, we know what he can do in real life. There's going to be no throw in the Madden video game that Josh can't make. And you're going to have so much fun scrambling around, reading the field, running for touchdowns, throwing touchdowns. It's just kind of the air that Josh is in right now.
That is what I love about using Josh in the game, because his arm strength is ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I drop back and see how far I can make that pass, and it's like fun. I'm a very basic player. I play to win, so you'll see a lot of running from me. You'll see a lot of tight end passes. I'll get down the field. You know, maybe I'll put up 28, 35 points. I'm not one of these people that put up like a ridiculous amount of points. I don't get that crazy with it. I try to play more sensible, more smart, and again, focus on the running game and just get the ball down the field. But it's very impressive when Josh steps back and just chucks that ball down the field.
Definitely. And speaking of Josh's arm talent, the question remains, with the injuries piling up in training camp to receivers, who's he going to be throwing the ball to? There were names today on social media that he threw touchdown passes. I'll be honest, as a Bills fan, never heard of these guys. We've had talks about Gabe Davis returning to Buffalo. Willie Snead, who's a veteran in the NFL, has been working out for the Bills. What do you make of the injuries at training camp to receiver and what that's going to look like for the Bills as camp kind of unfolds?
I am not going to worry about it as of yet. We have our first actual preseason game next week. I think these are just smaller injuries. I know the injury to Hairston looks to be somewhat serious, but if we're talking about hamstrings, if we're talking about calves, you know, it's very hot out there, as I mentioned. If they're not hydrating properly, you know, if the water fillers aren't doing their job and going over to players, pouring water in their mouths, that could be a problem. You know, unless it's something like very serious, knock on wood, as you'll see my camera pop up there. I'm not going to worry about it too much. You know, Antonio Brown is out there. Terrell Owens is out there. Let's sell some tickets in the preseason, bring these guys in, play some preseason football, and give them a couple more paychecks.
I think that would definitely increase attendance with some of those guys, for sure. With the Hairston injury, it was a non-contact injury. It was all over X today. Little concerning. I've experienced one of those playing football where I tore an Achilles. Hopefully it's nothing severe. Knock on wood. But that definitely is a scary sight to see, especially because we just got him in the first round this year. On another note, I've heard a lot of positive things on Trey White. They said he's rehabbed really well. He's making a lot of splash plays. He intercepted Josh in the red zone. So I want to see what he looks like in that first preseason game to see if he kind of can rekindle some of that Trey White magic that he had for us back in his prime.
You're leaving out the most important thing. He's buying fans ice cream at the Pittsford Dairy.
How could I forget? That's huge.
Have you been to the Pittsford Dairy?
No, I haven't. Is it good?
It's very good. Next time you're in that area, you need to get out there. Ice cream, coffee, baked goods, some other things from around New York State.
What's your favorite hard flavor ice cream?
I'm more of a softie myself, but if
You are a softie.
Thank you. Yes. If I'm going hard ice cream, I'm going cookies and cream.
Thank you.
I'm going with what's the other one I'm leaving out here? It's similar to cookies and cream.
I think that the cookie dough.
No.
You have to cookie dough. The conversation starts at cookie dough and cookies and cream, and then everything goes underneath, and then Panda Paws is at the very bottom. That's how it is.
I'm a big strawberry guy too. I like strawberry, basic
That's
strawberry.
fair. But if we're going soft serve, twist, rainbow sprinkles.
For sure.
That,
Yeah.
right? You need the variety. Definitely got to do the rainbow sprinkles, vanilla chocolate, Trey White. Let's go.
If we're talking ice cream, if we're talking soft serve, if we're talking custard, my favorite blend would be the orange chocolate custard. So good all the time. Shout out to Platter's Chocolate. Shout out to Dee Dee's, who does it as well in Niagara Falls. So good. And shout out to the Pittsford Dairy. If you're even near the area, get out there, get yourself something. Say you've been there. It's a great place with some great people.
Definitely, and that's a huge plug as we talk majorly about ice cream, which I do love. So we're kind of at a point where we talked about some different things that Bills fans collect. Obviously, people stack up on jerseys, limited time mugs that might be autographed memorabilia. Talk to me about these collectibles. You mentioned there's a new pack that is coming out. Talk to me about what that means to you and if you're going to be purchasing.
Allegedly.
Another rumor.
So our friend Ryan Talbot over at New York Upstate and Syracuse.com posted this, I believe it was yesterday. Yes, it was on the 28th, 5:54 p.m. He posted a photo, and here is the exact post. It's not a tweet anymore, Connor. It's a post. The rumored Fisher-Price Little People Collector Series for 2025 appears to give a nod to the past and present in the Bills' final season at Highmark Stadium. The picture floating on social media features Marv Levy, Jim Kelly, Josh Allen, and Sean McDermott. So I'll let you do the research on yourself, find that tweet, but I'm taking a look at this, and once again, this is rumored. I believe they've been doing this for 2, maybe 3 years. In the first year that these came out, you couldn't get your hands on them. Wegmans would put you on a 1 per customer, whatever you would call that. You can only grab 1 per customer because you have these, scumbags, I'll call them, that will try to come in and buy 5 or 10, keep 1 for themselves, put 9 on eBay at 4 times what the list price is.
Yeah.
And
what's our number one philosophy on this podcast? We don't like scumbags. So
Correct.
do not be a scumbag. Be a good fan. Be respectful. Let's go.
Correct. So second year, still popular. Maybe you can get 2 per customer. Now last year, the Matt Milano year, I will call it, because I'm a big Matt Milano fan. My last name also ends in a vowel, as does his. So I'm a big Matt Milano fan. Very handsome man. Number 58, nothing wrong with that. So he was in the pack last year, and you can still find those at Wegmans, and I believe that they dropped the price down to $19.99. Those not as popular as the original 2 series. It was hot. You get the casual people that come out, they want to send something to their grandkids or their nieces and nephews out in Nevada or out in Oregon or over in Rhode Island. You want to give them the Bills spirit as well. So as I take a look at this, Josh Allen looks very similar to the way Josh Allen looked in a previous one. Jim Kelly's hair, a little wild and crazy. Marv Levy looks more like a Golden Girl more than Marv Levy. So I'm not sure if this is legitimate or not. Time will tell. We will wait and see. Not saying anything that, Ryan Talbot is trying to mislead people or not provide proper information, but I'm not 110% sold on this yet until I see it hit the stores. And once again, will having Jim Kelly and a Golden Girl version of Marv Levy in the package help increase sales, or has the ship sailed on these little people?
Yeah, that's definitely something to keep an eye on. A lot of those Bills fans, they need to have everything Buffalo Bills related, whether it's clothing, collectibles, jerseys. So I know it's going to be a hot item, and I might look into it myself, to be honest with you. But I will not be a scumbag. I'll just get one, okay?
Yes, I appreciate that. Where are you at when it comes to the Bills collectibles? Do you have a shelf? Do you have a drawer? What do you got going on in your palace over there in South Buffalo?
Yeah, so I have a couple different memorabilia items that I've purchased. One was ironic. I got a Stephon Diggs autographed picture when he smashed the beer cans against the Dolphins. And this was 2 years ago while he was still on the team. 2 months later, he got traded. So lost a little value. I still love it. And I think once he retires and we remember the good stuff he did here in Buffalo, it's going to be a fun laugh and good picture to look at. Jerseys, I would cycle through during the drought era from anywhere of Leotis McKelvin, Steven Hauschka. I would just jump from guys, and their shelf life would not last very long. And ever since I got a Josh Allen jersey, I just don't see the need to get another player until he retires. So I'm kind of good with that. And then I have a couple Bills collectible mugs. Delta Sonic had a promotion going on at Christmas. I got some from my group chat of friends. And it's just more cool Bills stuff that people like to have.
So when I get more tech savvy with this program, I'm still learning it, still trying to figure out the ways of the world when it comes to this. Maybe I'll get a better camera. But you can probably see over my right shoulder on, you see the Bills helmet up there. I got the Ralph Wilson Stadium in there. I got a bunch of McFarlane figures. I got a couple Funko Pops. You can't see against this wall. I got my autograph frame Josh Allen jersey. I have a nice autograph poster of Fred Jackson. I have the Bills poster, the Beast of the East. And over my left shoulder, I have a shelf of Buffalo Bills starting lineups, and I have a shelf of New York Mets starting lineups. So that's where it goes with me. I haven't purchased the Little People. Once again, I was kind of intrigued. I did want to get the Milano figure, but what am I going to do with those other 3 figures? I mean, I could put them in my shelf back there, but it comes a point in time where space runs out and you can only have so many collectibles.
Yeah, and that's going to keep going as the Bills increase in popularity across the league. There'll just be more stuff going out. Switching gears, we all remember what it's like if you've been rooting for the Bills the past 20 years, how many coaches we cycled through, quarterbacks we cycled through, until we finally got to a guy that ended the drought, Sean McDermott, who did a great job with the defense, and then obviously drafting Josh, and where we are today as a franchise. One of the free agents that we took over the offseason on the defensive side of the ball is Joey Bosa. And one thing that he just quoted as saying with a reporter is how he's hung out more with his teammates in Buffalo in a 6-week span than he has in his entire career in the NFL. So that kind of talks about the Bills culture and what's going on here. And I want to kind of get your take. What do you think what is it about One Bills Drive and what we have with Josh Allen that makes people always speak highly of their time in Buffalo?
Yeah, Sean McDermott, the guy that a lot of people still don't like, apparently. That's great to hear from Joey. Unfortunately, we hear from time to time athletes that come through Western New York say there just isn't enough to do here. I'm not exactly sure what they mean by that. We used to have a 4 a.m. closing time when it came to bars. I mean, we have a couple miniature golf courses. We have some bowling alleys. We have movie theaters. We have a zoo. We have an aquarium. I mean, we have some great restaurants. I'm not exactly sure what these athletes are looking for that we don't have. I didn't get a chance to read the article, but something came out this week as well about Sammy Watkins and his behavior when he was here in Buffalo, how that affected his play on the field. But I feel like the Bills just have that great culture with Bean, with McDermott, with Josh, and they have that chemistry. And you have players that want to come and play here. And again, if Joey Bosa likes to deep sea fish and he can't do that here in Buffalo, so he's spending more time with his teammates, that's great. If Joey Bosa likes to skydive, but the planes here in Buffalo don't go high enough, so he decides to hang with his teammates even more, that's even better. Love to hear that. Love to hear that the chemistry is flowing, and I'm really looking forward to this coming season coming up here. I mean, it's July. I never know the date. I always have to look at my phone.
Yeah.
It's July 29th, but before you know it, we're going to be in the stadium, and the Ravens are going to be on the field, and the Bills are going to be kicking them up and down the field like a Nerf football.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be on fire for that game with the additions that we made to this team. I'm ready for it. Speaking of Buffalo and what people say about it, it kind of brings up 13 years ago, 12, Marshawn Lynch was a running back in Buffalo. ESPN did a bit on him with Kenny Mayne where they interviewed him, and Kenny kind of made a point, oh, there's not much to do in Buffalo, which is why Marshawn Lynch likes to go to Applebee's and Dave and Buster's. And that was a little bit of a shot at Buffalo. But first off, 2 for 20 at Applebee's. I'll take that every day. And the city of Buffalo in general has just gone up in stature since in the last 10 years with the expansion of real estate, with downtown culture districts. I just think we're a much different city than we were 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, and I don't understand why Applebee's. I mean, you can't go to Danny's South. You can't go.
Exactly. How many good spots are there?
Right.
Elmwood, Allen.
No, let's not go there. I'm talking about if you live in Orchard Park, if you live in Hamburg, you can go to J.P. Fitzgerald's in Hamburg. You can go to Mammoser's. You can go to Butera's. Plenty of places to go in those areas. I don't need to keep naming restaurants, but I don't understand why we have to dial it back to Applebee's. I personally don't think I've been to Applebee's since I was in my 20s. I'm a little bit older than you, Connor, so we're in different points in life. But why Applebee's?
The Fiesta Line chicken hits different. That's all I get there. So good.
Stop.
It's definitely the best quality chicken you're going to find. The tortilla strips, the salsa. It's just, yeah, I could. It's my go. Yeah, hey, to each his own. Okay.
I used to do the blue cheese sirloin when I used to go there.
Okay.
That was my deal.
That's where you get your steaks.
That's where you get my steak. Nah, yeah. When I look back at it, it's like, that's absolutely disgusting. Like, why did I do that to myself?
Yeah. So, real quick, I mean, we talked about the 99 Club with Josh Allen that he's a member of. Another member of that club this year is also his opponent week 1, Lamar Jackson. And looking at Jackson, I know he struggled in the playoffs, but overall, regular season, you'd have to say him and Josh Allen would be the top 2 quarterbacks in the league right now. What do you think about that statement? If you take away the postseason.
Patrick Mahomes.
It's still in the regular season, you put him over Lamar?
Yeah.
He's fallen off a little bit. He's still great, and Mahomes is great, no doubt. But
I mean, he can fall off and still be better than Lamar Jackson.
That's true. That is true. All right, well, embrace debate. I'm not a huge Lamar guy, but the numbers he put up last year were pretty impressive.
I know we live in a sensitive world these days, and you're not allowed to use the word hate, but I do believe you can use the word hate when it comes to sports, and I absolutely still hate the Baltimore Ravens, so maybe I'm a little bit biased, and I don't want to give them that credit. Maybe I'm a little biased because, Patrick Mahomes' father played for my favorite baseball team, the New York Mets, but I am still going to put, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen 1A, 1B, and then, we'll have a debate maybe someday down the road, not tonight, about who is in those next 2 slots.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I kind of just took that as a regular season standpoint. When you encompass a whole career, Allen and Mahomes are clearly at the top of the mountain. And guys that are underneath them but still competitive are like Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, just some different quarterbacks that are out there. So you went to camp. Are you going to the practice on Friday?
I am, because I can't go to the preseason game because I have another commitment. So I did grab 4 tickets to the practice on Friday, but I'm also trying to work in the Darius Rucker concert at the Seneca Niagara Casino in Niagara Falls. So the plan would be to go check out the practice for an hour, jump in the Batmobile, shoot across town to get to the casino and check out Darius Rucker and try to find out a way to squeeze in some food in between or before the practice. And by food, I mean one of my favorite restaurants in the South Towns, that being Poppy Seed.
Poppy Seed, that's a good spot.
So good.
Now, looking into a Bills, you're going to see a practice. Where does your excitement level rank for going to a Bills practice as opposed to someone saying a couple months ago, hey, I got 2 Sabres tickets for you? Where does that rank for you? A Bills practice or 2 tickets, Sabres game.
I am not going to the Bills practice to watch the Bills practice. I am going there to sit in Highmark Stadium, to be amongst my people, Bills fans, for the most part. I'm not all about a lot of the Bills fans that show up on Sundays or Mondays or Thursdays. Not a fan of a lot of Bills fans, but I'm just going for the experience of being back in the stadium, feeling like we're getting back into it, making the drive out there, maybe scoping out some new parking areas, getting ready. I will pay minimal attention to what goes on the field. Sabres tickets, if they're going to do something for my all-time favorite, Alexander McGillney, I will go to that game. I will go to a San Jose Sharks game because I love their jerseys and I like seeing them skate on the ice. But I have no interest, no desire to go to a Sabres game unless I absolutely have to. So I don't know if I answered your question. I know I was a little long-winded with that. But
It was practice.
I would definitely pick Bills practice, yes, correct.
Me too. I'm going this week. I'm excited about it. It's good to just get back into the football swing of things. We have a game on Thursday. Lions-Chargers, Hall of Fame game. Trey Lance is going to be playing quarterback. It's a notable guy that got drafted in the first round. This will be the first week we have football again, and we don't have to worry about not having football until the middle of February. So we are in a good spot. Don't you agree?
Yeah, and I definitely will be checking in on that game on Thursday. I'll probably watch, the first quarter, maybe half of the first quarter. I know this is probably a rant for another time, but I will go into it now before we get out of here for the evening. Two issues that I have with football media, sports media in general, is they look down on the Hall of Fame game and they look down on the Pro Bowl. Now, if you have something better to do for 2 or 3 hours, by all means, go and do it. But some people actually do, look forward to these things. They do watch these things. And once again, like I will make the argument for the NFL Pro Bowl, this Hall of Fame game is nothing more than a 3-4 hour infomercial for the upcoming NFL season. So, when you start watching the game and you see third and fourth stringers come on the field, it's not going to be as fun as if you're watching a regular season game, but it gives you that light of hope. It gives you that light at the end of the tunnel and gives you something to look forward to. So once again, I'm not going to sit down and watch the entire game, but I will check in and get that feel of football all over again.
Absolutely, and we're only a few days away, so we're looking forward to that. And just like that, we come to our conclusion of the second episode of More Than Breaking Tables. Really great talking to you today, Pasquale. We're excited about the future, the Kelly versus Allen debate coming up in a few weeks, and we're going to keep producing episodes to you guys. The listeners who are listening to us, we appreciate you. You give us a chance to use our platform to talk about the greatest team in the NFL, and we love that. So be excited and be ready for some more great episodes coming in the future.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on this episode and this program, Connor. It's been a pleasure. We will add some more stuff to the program as well as we progress along. I'm still getting used to this Riverside software, but if you're a podcaster, you want to get involved with Riverside, shoot me a message. I have a promo code where you can get a discount on your first month if you want to give that a try. I myself am still getting used to the bells and whistles, so once I get more used to that, we'll add some more. You can find me on Instagram at WNY Pasquale, at X at WNY Pasquale. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel where this show is going to go, at WNY Pasquale. If you're a wrestling fan, Buffalo Championship Wrestling is back in action on Saturday, September 27th. Big Fall Bash, Renaissance Club in North Tonawanda, 252 Vanderbilt Street, 6:30 p.m. bell time, at BCWWNY on social media, bcw-wny.com if you want tickets for that.
Absolutely. Ready for that to go. And everyone have a great night, and we'll see you next Tuesday on More Than Breaking Tables.